My name's Raphael, and during the past 2 weeks I've had 8 job interviews and every single place has begged for me to come back. I'm gonna be honest with you, in these 8 interviews I've never even gone onto the website, the company website, and learned any sort of fact or anything. It's just through manipulation and body language and just portraying a false version of yourself to them, the perfect version. And the way you do that is a little bit dark. But one of these companies that I had a job interview with, I ended up having like a group interview. So it was me and one other girl. I love group interviews. Like one-on-one, I'm good or whatever. But when it's like in a competitive situation, that's where I just thrive. So it was me and this one girl, and I actually ended up going on a few dates with this girl from the job interview, which, yeah, I know is fucking crazy, and it is, but I'm just like that. But she told me, as soon as you walked in the room, Raf, I knew I wouldn't get the job. I knew you'd win. We actually ended up both getting the job, but she said to me, like, I knew you'd win. Like, I knew you'd get the job as soon as you walked in. First question that you're getting most job interviews is, so, what do you know about our company? And guess what? I knew nothing. I asked them questions. So yeah, it's a job interview for them to find out about you, but I always flipped any question that they asked me. Sometimes I'd answer the question impeccably, then I just ask them. So let's say if they ask you, so what are your hobbies? I say, I really like going to the gym and I like boxing at the moment. And then I'd say, do you cater towards health and well-being? I know it's an office job, but would you allow me to like walk around a little bit, just for any sort of question like that? It just flips the dynamic so much in your favor. That's tip number 1, and that's a really important tip that I want you to incorporate in your next job interview. But tip number 2 is probably just as important, and it's compliment their questions, okay? So when they say, so you've got a customer on the phone, what would you do if they say this? Or if I just ask you a very specific question, you just say, great question, by the way. And then you answer. So what this does is you complimenting their question also changes the dynamic of the room, because they're like, oh, so he thinks that his opinion matters to us, therefore his opinion must matter. He thinks that his opinion matters to us, therefore his opinion must matter. Number 3 is kind of important, kind of not, because the clothes you wear don't really matter too much, but it's just overdress. I mean, realistically, even if you're going for a job in a bar, yeah, you want to wear a suit, always overdress, okay? If you're a nerd, yeah, going into a job interview in a suit, then you look like a weirdo. But if you're a G, then it just comes across so good. It shows that you made an effort. 4 is lie about everything. Okay, I can't lie, this tip is only for like, I don't even know, like, I don't know if you can pull this off, but I found that me lying about everything, it came across more truthful than like me actually telling a real story. Like, I know it's actually crazy, but I just came up with on the spot amazing examples of like each, like, that would cater to each question. Number 5 tip is eye contact, okay? Now, I don't want you to be staring like really hard in like a seductive manner or something like that, okay? But I do want you to keep strong eye contact and just be really focused on the person. So the body language that I'm portraying at the moment is like really head on and is engaging. A lot of people, they might sit back like this. If they say something you like, all of a sudden I'll just go like this, okay? If they say, oh, you answered that really well, bang, up. But rest of the job interview, you can be like this. You can even, I wouldn't suggest this to you, but I've done it in the past where that job interview person is giving way too much attention to the guy over there. So I'm just like, I'm just not even looking at them both. I'm looking out the window. And then as soon as I look out the window, I notice the guy to my right turns, faces me, and literally the person doing the job interview asked me a question just as soon as I turn my head. And then, but that's like 6. You need to get a handshake in. It could be before, which is okay or whatever, but for me, why would I shake your hand if I don't even know what you're about yet? Okay, I'm shaking your hand afterwards. So I remember this one job interview. I was with 2 girls, yeah, one either side of me. They never like shook the hand of the manager that was doing the job interview. I did at the end, and I was just thinking to myself, that gives me plus 100% chance of getting the job, because humans need that close sort of touch interaction. Like, think about how special it is touching someone else. I know this is kind of weird, yeah, but you can literally catch contagious skin infections just through touching someone. That's how vulnerable you have to be to touch someone else, to shake their hand. Is you can literally, you can get ill health from it. You can get ill from it, okay? That's how special touching someone is, okay? So next interview, you better give them a handshake, okay? If they deserve it, of course. And also, last tip, very important. You might think that there's no wrong answers, okay? When someone asks you a question, there's no wrong answers. I'm special. I can have my own like unique answer or whatever. What have I told you? Every single person that interviews you has the perfect answer below each question. Okay? And let's say they're not that prepared. They don't have the perfect answer for each question or whatever. They have it in their head. And this is a massive point to end off this video with, okay? In their head is the perfect candidate answer, so you just have to match that.